blood-stained katanas. Black man from Ghana, I battle over my honor and got it by Noble Naga. The power in every kata has channeled wisdom my only. Years later, ended up scarred, broken, and lonely. The sword I touched, been cursed by memories of war. Every stroke from the blade left the enemy's floor. Challenge the Lord who could afford to buy your life clearly. Let you commit seppuku, not worthy of harakiri. 45 battle side, get ready to die over pride. Commit suicide, standing right behind with the steel. Noble samurai to the naked eye. I'll decide if you stay alive. Hear my battle cry,
A year after I posted the series, The Experiment, it finally blew up, and the reception from it is like mostly positive, but there is a significant amount of negative feedback. I feel like it'll make me feel better if I put this out there and address all the things that I've been getting. Let me tell you, as you know, a human being, I am a normal person. Seeing those notifications roll in like every now and then, it's not great. I don't think it's really great for anyone's mental health. It kind of like the fact that it just comes out of nowhere too, it can really just like do a 180 on your day. So the biggest controversy was using the word homeless. When I first saw those comments roll in, I was like, you know what, yeah, they're right. It probably wasn't a very good term to use. The more I thought about it, I was like, wait, there's nothing wrong with using the term homeless. Like, there's literally zero issue with using the term homeless.
He doesn't even look homeless. He looks like a normal human. First off, all right, normal people and homeless people are the same thing. Isn't that crazy? No, I know what this person meant by the comment, all right?
When you think of a homeless person, you think of someone who doesn't have access to services like a barbershop, a hair salon, you know, your average retail clothing stores. And the sad truth is, whenever you're homeless, people start to pay less attention to you. And social expectations, physical appearance are at the bottom of your priority list.
Okay, I feel like he's just saying anyone who doesn't have Louis Vuitton and Supreme caked all over their body is just homeless. There are people who, I mean, this is, I shouldn't even have to defend this claim. The majority of my closet is all stuff that's used, is in a thrift store. So by no means am I saying that big brands or no big brands equals looks homeless.
Then I was going back to the experiment. I was like reflecting on like what exactly I was doing, what exactly I was saying, what exactly I was trying to achieve. And what I was trying to achieve was looking like I didn't care anymore. That's why I grew out my nails. That's why I didn't shave. That's why I grew out my hair. That's why, you know, I didn't care if there were holes in my socks. I didn't really care what my physical appearance was. It doesn't mean that, you know, I have to have dirt all over my clothes. It doesn't mean that, you know, my teeth need to be rotting and like, I don't know, all this other shit, right? It just needs to be different and look careless in relation to what I usually look like.
What kind of appearance does a homeless human have? What kind of abnormal appearance? Because there has to be more than one type of abnormal human, right? Because there are also other types of abnormal humans, am I right? That is to say, what exactly do you mean when you say normal human? Look, the people who are like, why are you using the word homeless? He doesn't even look homeless. Those are fucking Rick and Morty stands, okay? My only takeaway, Kronos. Wait, what the hell? Kronos fucking commented on my video? Holy shit. Okay, anyways. The only takeaway for me from this video is that I still do not get American culture. Here in Australia, dressing more casual and not keeping maintenance of your appearance is fine, like no one cares. Well, I mean, here in America, no one really cares either. It's just that if you do care, right, and people know that, and then suddenly you stop caring and stop dressing the way you usually dress, they're gonna notice. It's almost like whenever something changes, someone notices. Isn't that crazy?
So
I think that's crazy.
if anything, using the term homeless was probably the most accurate thing that could have been used. And that sounds like a far reach, and that sounds kind of like BS, but I mean, I don't know. You can fight me on it, because I really do think that, like, I totally switched up. I totally agreed at the start. I was like, you know what? You're right. Using that term is insensitive and offensive, but no, I actually, now I think that it's honestly probably the perfect term that could have been used. I mean, maybe not perfect, because, you know, I don't know. The second thing that I got the most was that I didn't even look ugly. He doesn't even look that bad. I wish I could look like that
Offenses
on
I
a
used
normal
before.
day.
Imagine if he was ugly, this would be 10 times worse than how bad it already was. Except it wouldn't. If I was like super duper fucking pretty and then decided to do this, it would still have like the same exact effect as like if I was really, really ugly and I still did this. Because it's all in relation to what I already had going for myself, right? I can't just, I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense.
If you wanted worse
it
from
does.
that, like if you wanted me to like make fake scars on my body and like rip up like every single piece of clothing that I have, like I think that would have gone to a point to where like someone would have been genuinely concerned, like I'd been getting tortured or beaten. That wasn't the point. The point was to just look like I didn't care. The point was to look like I was in a really rough spot, and like style had not mattered to me anymore. My personal hygiene hadn't mattered to me anymore. All right, I'm not trying to look like a fucking zombie. All right, that wasn't the point of this. All of my close friends, everyone that, you know, I talked to in that time, knows me for, you know, giving a shit about how I look. Always trying to have some decent sense of style. So whenever they see me suddenly not caring, whenever they suddenly see me, you know, just not looking the way that I usually look, of course someone's gonna notice.
Oh. Yeah, this is crazy. Listen. The teacher who dress coded me, right? I have a love-hate relationship with her. You wanna know why? Because for one, she pulled that shit, right? What the fuck? The second, she pulled that shit and I got content out of it. PogChamp.
Okay, so I'm not making the rules, but I am enforcing the rules. And I hope that you guys see that I am enforcing them equally.
Understandable.
There you go.
All right.
Oh my god, dude.
Hi. I think I need to change out of these pants. They're like out of dress code, so.
I think that was such a stupid ordeal that I got dress coded for wearing pajama pants, cause like what the fuck, you know? But only that teacher would do that. I don't think there's any other teachers at my school that would have gone along with that. That teacher no longer works at my school, which is awesome. And the school's dress code is pretty much wear whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what I've been told, is that like we basically don't have a dress code. As long as you're not naked, you're good to go. I think that's what it is, and I'm fine with that. I can totally get by with that. I like that a lot, and I think that's really good for especially like girls who would always get dress coded. They would constantly get dress coded. My first 2 years of high school, and I was like, dude, this is some bullshit.
It's not like they thought that having longer nails on a guy equals ugly. It's not that having longer hair and not shaving equaled ugly. It's not that wearing like a basic like fit equaled ugly. It was the fact that I looked so different from how I usually look that it threw people off. And some of you in the comments were like, oh my god, nobody would care if it was at my school. This is some rich kid shit. Blah, 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 blah. And like, dude, I think you have to kind of put yourself in the position of either myself or my friends. Like, if you had seen me every day and then suddenly something changes, you know, you're gonna ask about it, you're gonna say something about it, or you're gonna think something of it at least. Speaking of my friends kind of being able to notice that change, like a lot of you guys were like, wow, his friends showed their true colors. Wow, his friends are assholes. First off, yeah, my friends are assholes, but I love them. Like, everyone that gave me total shit in that video, I, for the most part, am still in communication with, like, I'm still friends with, and I'm close to them, which is why, I mean, just to let you know, if I wasn't doing this experiment, you know, like, on a normal day, they give me the same amount of shit. Like, it's no different.
I hate how people's first reaction is to make fun of someone instead of considering something is actually changing that person's life to cause them to change their appearance. Right. Here are my thoughts on this. This is one of those things where I'm kind of a weird case to where if someone like an average Joe did this, it'd be probably really different. Like, for me, I joke around a lot. So whenever people see me do something like this, some goofy shit like this, they're like, oh my god, this motherfucker, what the fuck is this dude doing?
I used to be like that. Jeremiah has good fashion.
I still do. I still do.
And alright, this shit's pretty funny. And then a week goes by, he doesn't stop, it's still the same. 2 weeks go by, like, oh shit, this isn't a joke. I don't blame anyone for thinking that it was a joke, either the whole time, either half of the time. I mean, I don't know, that's not surprising, right? I didn't feel offended by that. I wasn't, you know, first week I wasn't like, god, why isn't anybody asking if I'm okay? God, my friends don't care.
And like, if someone was genuinely concerned and like went to text me and be like, hey, you know, I know that you joke around a lot, but like, are you actually okay? I would tell them that, like, you know, I would end up telling them about the experiment. I did not want them to worry, or I just didn't want to lie to them, really. But if people were making jokes and then they're like, dude, are you good? I would make jokes about it, and like, you know, they would just move on. And, you know, some of them just had no other choice but to go along with that.
His friends sound really pretentious, and I couldn't imagine the shit they say behind depressed students who are actually slipping into this and not getting 300k views. Oh! That's right. I was telling Zoe not too long ago that I noticed that whenever whenever the video had significantly less views, I didn't get many of those negative comments. As soon as it did blow up, there were a lot more negative comments, and a lot of people loved to pull out the pretentious card or whatever. Like, I had some like hindsight that like and knew that I'd be getting that amount of views. Anyways, let me actually go over what he's talking about. I guess this isn't something that I chose to include in the video. Maybe I did and people aren't paying attention to it, but everyone, as far as I can remember, at some point asked me if I was okay. The thing is, this is a very unique scenario because I'm not someone who opens up, period. I don't open up to anyone. And I never played it off as a joke. I made jokes about it, but that's because that's what I would do if it was a actual thing, if it was actually happening. My friends are like this because they're close with me and they can joke around with me. Like, I don't think they're gonna make fun of a depressed kid. Like, that's just not something that they would do. I feel like people are acting like these are just random people who came up to me and just said this shit, like talk shit to me. But even though it's like a pretty lengthy video, there's so much that I left out. I wanted to make sure that I get kind of the more impactful shit. It's really weird for people to make claims when they don't even know the full story. right? I used to beat the hell out of people like that in high school. I was always fighting the jocks and people who thought they were some kind of high school celebrities. It's what happens when you anger a depressed kid with anger issues. Maybe they need that too. So I used to have this kind of like we live in a society joker mentality, to where like I really did think that everyone was like an asshole. Any worldview has enough backing behind it to kind of just go along with. Like recently, like for the past 8 months probably, I've been really, and I mean really, really pessimistic. And that's because, like, you know, this is also a time where I've been keeping up with the news all the time. And when you keep up with the news all the time, I mean, the news only really shows sad shit and all the bad parts of the world. So if that's the only stuff that you're exposing yourself to, of course you're gonna think really bad things about the world, right? And the same goes vice versa. Like if you spend if you spend every day of your life watching Among Us funny moments and, you know, going home and watching Sniper Wolf watch TikToks and react to them and trying not to laugh to them, then you're gonna think that life's awesome. So it's just really what you expose
Whenever
yourself
my
to.
friends were just dogging on me, and I was clearly getting uncomfortable, and I was having that sort of like panic attack or whatever, that was real. Like I felt those real emotions, and if I wasn't in that experiment and it was a real case scenario, that's how I would have felt.
I hope the girls that basically bullied you through this whole thing sees the video and gains some self-awareness. Even other people, they saw this video and they felt really bad, and they apologized to me. But I didn't want them to feel bad, so I told them, dude, it's fine. It's so sad how they kept going with talking about him, even though you could physically see how uncomfortable he was. This is something that happens, even when I look normal, right? I feel like there are a lot of times where people push it. People just push it. And I try to show a sign. I try to go like, hey, please stop. And it just doesn't happen. Which, you know, people aren't perfect. I can't expect them to be. I don't know. In that video, it was pretty hard to watch. When I was editing that part, that was really, really hard to watch myself just kind of getting shit on.
Color was funny the first day because job, but I didn't realize it was gonna stay.
Bro, I think it looks alright. They're just being mean.
I think the nails are really not nice.
Why are you so mean?
Oh well. Shit happens. People aren't perfect. And that day, after that whole debacle, they realized and they apologized. So it's all good. The thing that got me most is your laugh. Whenever someone starts to say hurtful things to me, I really don't know how to handle it, so I laugh just like the way you did. Laughing is my coping mechanism, dude. If I'm uncomfortable, if I am not feeling too hot, like I'm gonna fucking laugh, right? Even if it's something really, really fucked. It's just how I deal with shit.
I hate that people are kind of slandering my friends, because I bet that most people in their position probably would have done the same exact thing. I think we should all be honest with ourselves and stop acting like, you know, we're all super perfect and that we would have been the saviors. We would have all been the saviors in this video, in this experiment. 'Cause no, like, come on.
I'm not gonna comment on that because it's gonna cause drama. I don't think that'd
be the case.
Girls, body positivity. Also, girls, oh my god, you look homeless. True, fucking true. All right, I still face problems like this every day. Right. And I think a lot of people, I'm gonna say this first things first, I agree with this comment 100%. I think this comment is a fucking based ass take. But second, I think a lot of people might be upset. All right, this dude chose to say girls, right? It's generalizing a lot, but I think it's safe to say that it's mostly girls who try to support body positivity and pull shit like this. There's a friend I have, I love them a lot, but they talk about how they see a lot of posts about like eating disorders and stuff, and that it really bothers them, right? They're like, wow, whenever like people talk shit about certain bodies, or like they talk about their eating disorder and shit like that, and the body dysmorphia, like, God, it makes me so uncomfortable. This shit's so crazy. Like, why are people putting this out on the internet? Blah blah blah. This is like really triggering to me. This same friend like like makes fun of like my body. Not like all the time. I don't want to make it sound like they bully me about it, but like, you know, they comment about how skinny I am and all these other things that probably don't want to say out loud. Is God, why do skinny people get upset whenever people you know, make fun of their bodies? All right, why do people that are really fit get really upset about that? Here's the thing, dude. If you make fun of someone for being like muscular, like if you're like, oh my God, that's so ugly, like why would anyone want to like get like really big arms and like really big thighs and like calves? Like that's just so unappealing. If you say shit like that, dude, you're part of the problem, right? People do shit like that, like so that they can be proud of their own body, and for you to shit on them like that, that's like dude, you're fucking part of the problem.
The next complaint that I got a lot was that I came off as pretentious or self-centered in the video, and I don't know. Those comments did affect me the most, but at the same time, I did know just how stupid they were. Like I kept asking myself, I was like, are they right? Like, was I really being self-centered? I'm just having a hard time understanding why you're so surprised that a video of mine on my channel of an experiment regarding my life and how it changes when I change myself is self-centered. Like, of course it's gonna fucking be self-centered, dude.
Imagine being popular enough where people actually pay attention to you and notice your subtle changes. I mean, listen, there are two different ways, right? There are two different ways I can answer this, right? One, it's gonna make me sound like a liar, and the other is gonna make me sound egotistical. So I'm gonna take the third path, right? And not say anything.
But anyways, everything that I've pointed out so far, I've kind of trashed on. But no, there is one criticism that I did not take to heart, and that's because it's true. Like, this complaint I've gotten the most, and like it's, I don't know, every time I see it, I'm like, yep, that's right. A lot of people said that the long hair was better. And let me tell you something, all right? Let me tell you something. At the time, all right, everyone was like, oh my God, dude, cut your damn hair. Oh my God, it looks like trash. It's so long. Like, there was that whole group chat that was made because I would not cut my hair.
Kleppner decided to make a group chat with my friends for an intervention, saying that I needed to cut my hair.
Let me tell you something. This experiment ended like a month before the Timothy Chalamet era, whenever everyone was like hyper obsessed with him and like wanted to squeeze his butt cheeks, right? And like I was really lucky with that timing, right? If I had done this experiment 2 months later, this would go a lot differently. Today is June 20th, 2021. The last time I cut my hair was June 20th, 2020, And yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are fucking right. I love the long hair, and I low-key always loved the long hair. I look back at part 2 of the series, and dude, I just look like a fucking lesbian. Which, I mean, Pride Month, nothing wrong with looking like a lesbian, but I personally don't want to look like a lesbian. But now instead, I just look like an actual girl. I can't tell you the amount of times where like old ass people come up to me at work and they call me ma'am or darling or miss, and then they hear me speak and then they're like, oh shit, well now I'm fucking embarrassed.
It's a thumbnail. All you want, but like if you put my face anywhere near your social media platform